Hello, iPass developers. In this video, we are going to see route and subroute in Apache Camel. First, what is a route? A route is a set of processing steps that are applied to a message as it travels from a source to destination. A camel route is where the integration flow defined. So we can write the whole integration flow in a route. Then what is subroute? Subroute is a common term for the secondary route. So this is similar to route, but it is called from the main route to delegate processing. The subroute often using this direct or SEDA components. So why we are creating subroute? So this subroute pattern is used for modularity, reusability, and managing error handling. So if you are writing everything in a single route, the code become very large and there is no modularity. So if you want to split as per modular pattern, then you can create subroute and you can call those subroute in the main route. If you want to process some steps, that process can be reused further. So in these cases, you can go for subroute using this direct or SEDA components. What is direct and SEDA? So direct is the camel component, which is used for synchronous processing. So when you are creating one logic, so that logic needs to execute it as per your flow. So when you are creating the flow in sequence, so you have some logic that needs to be executed, then you have to continue the next logic. So in that case, you can create that logic into a subroute called subroute using direct component. So it will process in synchronous way, then it will give the response to the main route. Then the main route will continue. The main route wait for the response from the subroute to continue the next step when you are using the direct component. In some scenarios, you don't need to wait for the response from the subroute. So you want to process the logic independently. So if you want to process in asynchronous way, so in that case, you can design using the SEDA component. It is used for asynchronous processing. In this case, the main route won't wait for the response from subroute and continue its next steps. We will see simple demo to use direct and SEDA and how it works. So in this video, we will see the direct component and SEDA component, how to create subroute and call from the main route. To use this direct and SEDA component, we have to use these two dependencies. So I'm using Camel Quarkus direct and Camel Quarkus SEDA. So here I created this main route using timer component. I have given period of 10 seconds and repeat count 1. So I want to run only once. Then we can give this route ID. For each route, we can give the route ID. So here I'm giving this route ID as main route. Then I'm logging the flow started. Then I created one property called name and assigning value. Then I created one header, then assigning some value as 100. Then I created two variables, country and age, and I'm assigning values. We can create multiple variables like this. Then I'm setting body, the hard-coded content. This is from main route. Then I'm printing the body. So this line we can comment now. Then I'm printing the main flow completed. This is my main flow. Then I want to create one subflow. I created a subflow using direct component. So inside the flow, I have given this route ID as a direct subflow. Then putting one logger to print the subflow starter, and I am printing the header variables and the variables. Then I'm printing the property as well. Then I'm changing the body. So I replace the body with this message. Then I create one more property called test. Then header variable, test ID. Then I'm overriding the existing header with new value. Then this subflow completed, that log I'm putting. Now I want to call this subflow in the main flow. For that, we have to give to URI is direct colon, then this is my subflow name. So I call this subflow. Then I want to print this test property as well. After this, then I want to print the headers and the variables also. So I'm copy paste this. So for our understanding purpose, I'm giving the logs coming from main as main and logs coming from direct as a direct. So the direct component is used for synchronous flow. So how the flow execute? It will create all these property variables, everything. Then it will call the subflow. Inside subflow, it will print the header variables and normal variable and the property name. Then changing the body. Then initializing these properties. Then it will give the response to the main flow. And in main flow, I can print the headers now and the variables. Let's see how it is working. How to enable this line as well. Run this application and see. To run this, even focus dev. This application started, and if you see, the main flow started, and the main flow body message printed. Then it is calling the subflow. So inside subflow, it is printing the headers, which is we initialized in the main flow, and variables and the property name. Then the direct subflow completed. Then it is going to the main flow, and in the main flow, it is printing the property which we created in the subflow, and it is showing this header. So whatever the headers we have overridden in this subflow, it's reflected in the main flow. So you can see the ID and test ID got the value as 200. Then it is printing the variables also. Main flow calls the subflow in the sub route, whatever the variables or headers you are creating, which can be accessible in the main flow as well. Now I'm going to add component to make this subflow to wait for 5 seconds. So I'm adding delay. So 5 seconds. So if I run this, so application is getting restarted. If you see, main flow started and the body message printed, then it wait for 5 seconds. So it printed at 0.4 second. Then after 5 seconds, it printed the log from the subflow. Then it's returned back to main flow, and the main flow completed. Main flow waits till the sub route completes. Then it is getting the response. Then it is executing the next steps. This is for synchronous processing. Then for asynchronous processing, we need to go for SEDA. For asynchronous subroute, we have to use SEDA component. So for that, I created another subroute with SEDA, and it's a duplicate of this direct. But only the difference is instead of direct, we are calling the SEDA. So now I'm going to put this without the delay, we will run. So here I'm commenting this call. And I'm calling SEDA route, SEDA sub route. I think I have to call after body. Okay. Now let's see. So application restarted. So now if you see main route started, then this values printed from main itself. Then main route completed. When it is calling the SubFlow, which is using SEDA, that is running separate thread. So it won't wait for the response from the SubFlow. So main flow completed first. This SubFlow, the SEDA route logs are printed with a different thread. See, in main flow, we cannot see this test property. So in the SEDA flow, we created property called test and we updated the header. We created a header and we updated the header ID also. But these values are not reflected. So we are seeing only the values which is created in the main flow itself. The reason is this is going as a separate thread and it won't give any response. It is running asynchronous mode. So we cannot get any properties or variables, headers created in the SubFlow, SEDA SubFlow to the main flow. And if I'm adding the delay in the SEDA SubFlow, we can clearly see in the log. So application is getting restarted. If you see the main flow started and it printed its values, then it's completed. After 5 seconds, the SEDA flow started, but after 5 seconds, it printed the lines which we have. It printed these variables headers in the SEDA SubFlow. That's all. So the conclusion is we can call our SubFlow using direct when we are going for asynchronous processing, and we are going to create our SubFlow using SEDA when we want to go with the asynchronous way. So we don't want to wait to complete these steps and proceed the next step in our main flow. So we can create the reusable routes, reusable flows in both direct or SEDA, and based on your scenario, you can define whether we are going with the direct or SEDA component. And whatever the property headers, variables you are creating in synchronous flow, you can call in the parent flow as well. And if you are creating those properties in asynchronous flow, then you cannot access those in the main flow. That's all. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video. Provide your likes, comments, and share this video with your friends. For more videos, subscribe our channel. Thank you.